Do you want epically clean water to drink? Well, you might want to check out the Epic Water Filters company based out of Boulder, Colorado. Let's see a couple of the products that they have on the market today. Hey everybody, it's Ben in Beta, and today I have a couple of products from a company called Epic Water Filters, which is based out of Boulder, Colorado. So I have a reverse osmosis system. You can see it right here in my sink, but a lot of people don't have that and they still want clean water. And many people want to remove lots of these forever chemicals and other things out of their water like arsenic, chlorine, lead, fluorine, mercury, so on and so forth. And a lot of times the refrigerator filters, they just don't do that. They don't cut it. Other people want just water that tastes a little bit better because you're removing some of those things out of the water. And that's where Epic Water Filters comes in. So I have a couple products from them. This one we used recently on a camping trip and it worked great. And this is their Nalgene product. So basically you have a Nalgene bottle with a straw and their filter goes at the bottom of this and you just suck the water right through here. Now this comes with actually two different filters. It comes with the blue filter, which is the one we were using while we were camping, because this one you can basically put whatever water you want in there and be pretty safe. It's kind of like a life straw in that case. It removes about 200 different elements from the water to make sure you're drinking safe water. It also came with a white filter, which is just to filter your tap water basically, and it filters about 70 things out. Now, since I received these, they've also released a new filter that can do both of those things, so you only need the one filter. So we did about a week-long camping trip with a couple of stops in between here and there, and with those we did a couple stops in hotels, that kind of thing, but when we were out in the wilderness, we were using this for water. And we were by a stream at one point, we were able to fill the water up from that, and basically not run out of water, which was pretty cool. Fortunately, the trip got cut a little bit short, so I didn't get to film as much with this as I wanted to, but we did use it and it worked great. The water tasted good and neither one of us got sick, so I'd call that a win. They also have a number of different bottles on their website for you to choose from. I kind of like that one. It had some mountains in it and stuff, so that's the one I chose. Along with that, they also sent me their water pitcher. It has the ability to tell you when you need to put in a new filter. They're saying about 4 to 5 months for a single person, 3 to 4 months for a couple people, and maybe 1 to 2 months for a larger family. This is the filter it comes with. This one's really meant for your tap water. And this is a really nice pitcher. It's got a nice wooden handle on it. And you're gonna get quite a bit of water out of there and you can keep it cool. So some people just really like cold water as well. So this is one way to make sure you have nice cold water whenever you need it. And it's clean and free of all the stuff that you're seeing on the container to make sure your water is safe to drink and tastes great too. So one of the things I think is interesting is that Epic sends this pamphlet along that actually talks about TDS meters and whether or not you should test these, low versus high. So basically what they're saying is the TDS meter isn't all that helpful because they want to leave the minerals in here for you to drink. They don't want to take everything out. They just want to take the bad stuff out. And they're saying a TDS meter doesn't actually measure uncharged particles like gasoline, motor oil, pharmaceuticals, pesticides, that kind of stuff. And then things like lead, arsenic, and chromium are actually measured at parts per billion versus parts per million. So that's not all that helpful either. But that might mean, like, how do you know it's 99.9% free of elements? Well, they're certified. So these filters have been tested and they're certified to have actually done what they say they're doing. And that's a big deal too. There are companies out there that have these products and they don't certify those things. So that's how you kind of know that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And you don't really have a good way of measuring those things otherwise. So I just wanted to point that part out because I think it's important. So this one also comes with a great instruction manual and walks you through all the different steps and how to use everything. So with this one, to kind of initialize the filter, you're basically gonna run the first 2 of these through and dump those, and then you're ready to go. Then you're gonna hit the start button on here to get your 90-day counter and go from there. They also say you should not go beyond about 6 months with these filters. You should replace them after about 6 months, even if it's still doing a great job at filtering. They have their third-party lab results right here to tell you exactly what's going on with that. Now they also have a rewards program if you want to sign up for that to be able to recycle your old filters, which is pretty cool. And again, this is a Boulder company, so this is a US company. All their products are made in the United States, and I always think it's great when we can support US-based companies. One other thing that's kind of cool is they just released a under sink filter, so if you want to filter the water that's coming out of your tap, you can do that now too. I have links in the description for Epic water filters. Check them out if you want clean water at home. Maybe you don't want a full system, maybe you want it on the go, and you want a good US-based company to trust. So using these kinds of pitchers is pretty easy. You just fill up the top and let it drain through. It basically uses gravity to feed the water through the filter, which is nice. And gravity fed means it takes a little bit of time for the water to get through there, but once it's through, that water is going to be good to drink. And you should throw away again those first 2 rounds. So a couple other advantages of the Epic water filters filtration system over a lot of the other ones I've used in the past, Pure and some other ones. When you go to pour water, now I'm going to hold the top on a little bit because there's really no water in the bottom, but watch, this water and a lot of those other systems will just start pouring out of it if there's not much left in there and you have some at the top. I'm just going to press this down, and you'll notice once the cup fills up, that water's not coming out of there at all. And a lot of those other systems, this water comes right out when that's happening. So if you're trying to pour while there's water in it, it creates a big mess. That doesn't happen with this system. And it tastes great when you're done too. Yeah, that's good water. All right, so if you have any questions about the Epic water filters, leave them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer them. Missy and I were really happy with how the Epic water filters Nalgene system worked while we were out camping for several days. And this system here has some pretty nifty features. It looks really good, it works well, and the water tastes great too. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, live your life in beta, and we'll see you next time.